it looks like a let's say a retest of this 90 zone I mentioned. And one thing I've noted here a number of times on the channel is what we've seen since 2023 is we saw this initial move higher. Something that is worth looking at is this zone between 50, or let's say 52 and 44. All right, on the RSI. The reason why I say that is every time we've had a dip, we've either bounced from one of these two zones, okay, or within that zone. So in this situation, what I really need the market to do for bullish scenario to still be valid, for the market to continue moving up higher, I'm not looking at the short. Yes, it was good around the 106. The reason why I'm looking at this is we've seen reaccumulation around this zone of 45, 44, 42. So maybe this is a bad week, and maybe next week we get some momentum coming in on the bullish side. However, from what I'm seeing here, it doesn't look very good. We are obviously very weak around this zone, and we haven't seen a significant push up for a new all-time high from last year. It looks decent, but it's not the best situation. We've also seen some bearish divergences here happening on the weekly, but there is also that hope there of this level being that key buy the dip zone for position traders, for institutions, for algorithms, clearly, because if it's happening more than once or twice, then it's clearly programmed in for some reason around this level. And I think it's this idea that there's a sentiment shift, which we're seeing here. There's a lot of traders that would take the short side, and then Bitcoin gets bought. And Bitcoin is being accumulated. You have to remember this. You can't think that institutions are going to be shorting here. They might not be buying, but they've been buying since 18, 15, 28. I've heard there was moments where it was being bought around the 50 level by MicroStrategy, but also being bought around the 75. So, the average price for most of these institutions is probably somewhere around here. And I don't think they would mind it moving down and then rebuying it or buying more of it around these levels. So then we have to also think about, if you were a position trader, which you would basically be the reason why the market is moving up higher. If you were a position trader, what levels would you be looking for? Well, one of those levels clearly is the RSI around this 40, 45 level. And the other one is when the market looks like it's finished. That's exactly when they buy. And they buy after they've been buying after a bull flag developing. But in this situation, I think it could be anywhere as low as 75, in my opinion. So you could come back here, then move higher and restructure for a move. If it comes down to 75, we are then going on the RSI on the weekly all the way down to around that 30 level. And then we're building for the new year rather than building this year for the long side. And that would be probably a decent trade to take on the short side as well. Again, there is support around that 100. So yeah, for me, I'm just holding cash with the idea that that is still a position, and I want to be taking any positions against the market at the moment just yet. So if we got to move, initial move up, initial move down, and move up, resistance, I'll probably be looking for that short around 90, and then maybe even 75, like I mentioned. But at the moment, I'm just waiting to see how it reacts around this zone. It's setting up perfectly for the bull. All right. So it's setting up perfectly for bullish momentum. At the same time, it's showing so much weakness. I think that it's putting in a lot of bears into the market. I don't know anybody that's buying here. So that's both a negative sign, but also a positive sign, meaning that nobody's buying a dip here. Meaning that, yes, we can go a little bit lower, and then we can restructure and build for that significant momentum in the markets. We'll have to see.